Come on in, people, man. I want to talk about the fights last night. I'm going live. I need more people to come in and check it out. Come on, man. We want to talk about the fights last night, man. I'm really excited about it. I'm really excited about the fights last night, man. You know, and I guess I'm excited about one fight, but the other fights I'm a little disappointed in, but that's what I expected, so it ain't that serious. But I'm going to tell you something, man. New Jersey has another world champion currently. So Shakur Stevenson has company as far as being the world champion out of New Jersey currently. We got a guy, Ray Ford. And Ray Ford did a wonderful job last night, man. He did a wonderful job in the fight last night. He stopped the guy in the final round, man. What was my man's name? I can't really pronounce his name. What was it? Odebuck, Komatov. But he could fight. Oh, he was a good fighter too. Both of them. Vacant featherweight title, brother. He did pretty good. It was an outstanding fight, man. It was serious. Fight went almost to the end. It got stopped, I think, 2 minutes and 53 seconds in the 12th round. What a fight, man. That was a close fight. And my man Ray Ford, he had no choice, bro. He was behind on the cards, and he had to dig deep and find out what's inside of him, man. And he did it. He didn't give up. He stayed in there, and now he is the world WBA featherweight champion. I believe it's the WBA. All right, come on in, anybody. Come on in. Let's talk about this video. Let's talk about the fights, because the reason why it's important to me is because there was other fights on last night. It's not the excitement that I used to get, man, when it's fight night. Fight night, I used to get excited. We're going to see some fights tonight. I wasn't that excited last night. I wasn't that excited, you know. I'm not into the Jay Paul thing. They had Jay Paul. He knocked out another tomato can, what they call another taxi cab driver. My man Rajan Pittman say. Another taxi cab driver, he knocked him out. He stopped him in the first round. Berlan Villa or something like that. Now, Berlan Villa actually has a history of boxing, so amateurs, but I don't know how old this kid was. He just wasn't a current fighter. And these Jay Paul guys are taking this like he's a real fighter. I mean, as a businessman, he gets smart. He does it in Puerto Rico, and he brings on Amanda Serrano. And Amanda Serrano is a good draw, and everybody wants to see her. So the top ranked fights was good. They were scheduled, but the names wasn't that much for me to be like watching, man. So I didn't know whether it was going to be a good night or just the normal boxing matches we've been seeing. And the boxing matches we've been seeing, if we honest with ourselves, is nothing like the fights we were used to seeing in the past. So, unfortunately, the Amanda Serrano fight was canceled. My heart goes out to Amanda. I really understand what she had to go through. You know, she wasn't able to pass the eye exam. I don't know if it was detached retina or cataracts, but she wasn't able to pass the eye exam. And so the doctor wasn't allowing her to fight. So that was okay, man. The Jay Paul thing, another clown show, man. Another clown show. I don't know how we keep allowing these fights to be sanctioned where an imitator of a fighter is saying he's a real fighter, and it's a waste of time. So I was going back and forth because I thought Serrano was going to fight, but she got in the ring and she cried and she felt sorry about her situation. I understand because I've been there where I didn't pass the eye exam before and canceled the fight. So I know what she felt. But there was another fight on the undercard of the top ranked show. There was an undercard show on the top right. Luis Alberto Lopez Now, I don't know how, sometimes we watch fights nowadays and we say to ourselves, and I know you guys can agree with this because I know I'm not the only one to watch these champions fight and say, how the hell they become champions? Well, that's what I said last night. I'm watching for that. How did this guy become a champion? He wound up stopping AB. AB, his name is, I believe he was Ray AB or something, right? Listen, man, for another featherweight title, man, listen. These fights, hands is down, hands ain't up, all arm punches, not really a champion type of fighter. And these are the type of fights that everybody is pretending to be. They pretending to be real fighters, but they not know how you become champion. They patent your record, they get you here, they get you fluke fights, they get you into being a champion, and now you call yourself a world champion and you think you're good. No, the boxing has to improve. That's not what it really is about. And fortunately, we saw what it really was about in Top Rank's main event last night. My man, Ray Ford, he stopped Odebek, and Odebek was a hell of a fighter. Both fighters, number one and number two, both of them going for a vacant world title. This is what boxing is really about. This is what everybody else is pretending to be. Everybody is pretending to have this type of fight in them, and they don't. They're doing a lot of talking, a lot of this. Girls, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. We saw none of that with these two world champions, or they wasn't world champions yet, but even though Odebek lost, to me, in my eyes, he's a world champion because he's on that caliber. He gave it everything he had. He could fight, he was sharp, and he was willing to fight. It's just that when you deal with two world champion caliber fighters, man, we're talking about fighters that giving it they all, that you can't just come in here half-ass. And you got to give me what you got. And both of these fighters came last night to fight. Both of them gave it their best. And Odebek was winning the fight. He did everything he had to do. But my man Ford, his corner told him, man, look, this is it. You got 3 more minutes to go. He gave it everything he had in the last round and stopped the guy with 7 seconds to go in the final round. This is what the fight game is about. All that other shit we got going on with the father yelling and screaming at crowds and all this other bootleg stuff, talking all this junk, getting in the ring just for the money. That's not what it's about. What it was about, the fight game is about what we did, what we saw last night. Being down and out, being tired, overcoming it, getting hurt, getting back up, doing what you got to do to overcome any obstacle to reach your goal and your destination. And this is what we saw from the two opponents last night. Both fighters last night had to sit them. Haven't seen a fight like that in a long time. It was a pleasure. It really brought back to me what the fight game really was, man. And I'm really impressed. Now, this brother from Camden, New Jersey, man, he a New Jersey champion. Now, we got 2 world champions from out of New Jersey. We got Shakur Stevenson, and now we got Ray Ford. Usually Camden fire guys fight in the Golden Glove. They fight Philadelphia Golden Glove. So I gotta check if Ray Ford ever won the New Jersey Golden Gloves. I don't recall off the top of my head. Because Camden guys normally they fight into Philadelphia because it's so close to Philadelphia. They fight in Philadelphia Golden Gloves. So I gotta check it out though. All right, now, fighters, I need your comments, man. This is Strictly Boxing with Derek Poppy Roland. I would love to hear what you got to say about the fights last night. I like, if you got any comparisons about it. One of the things I wanted to shout out about that, man, because I think that the referee decision by not counting it a knockdown probably gave Ford a little edge. And what I mean by that is because Odebuck was he got dropped, but the referee didn't count it as a knockdown. The referee waved it off like if it was a slip. And so by doing that, he gets up and goes straight back to boxing. However, if it would have been caught, if it would have been counted as a knockdown, because he was knocked down, if it would have been counted as a knockdown, he would have got a mandatory 8 count, which could have gave him some time to get his head back together. But because the referee didn't count it as a knockdown, but he was dropped and he was hurt. So when he got up, he hurt. And the referee said, fight. So now he didn't have that time to try to get his head right. So that caused a big problem. That's my opinion. You guys check it out. Let me know if you see the same thing. I didn't rewatch it again yet. But watch it and see if you saw what I saw. Like if the referee would have counted a knockdown, he could have asked the guy, "Are you all right?" He could have gave him the mandatory 8 count. He could have, walked here, make sure the guy was good before saying, "Okay, fight." And that might have gave him the time he needed. Because you only needed 7 more seconds and the round would have been over. He would have won the fight. He was ahead ahead by 3 points on 2 of the cards. And the other card, I think they might have had like a split decision already. But the fight was a good fight. Both fighters was in there. Both fighters displayed tremendous talent, tremendous discipline. And in my opinion, you're going to hear from the other guy, Odebuck. You're going to hear from him again. I would love to see a rematch. That was a good fight. Ray Ford, he stayed disciplined. He had to catch up, come from behind, win. And my hat goes out to his corner. His corner kept him in the fight. His corner, I believe, what was his corner last name? Was it Santiago? I forget his last name. It was corner, but the coach did a good job in the corner. Kept the guy in mode. Told him the truth. Look, man, we need these rounds, So, he motivated him. He didn't give up. It was good. It was real good. It was a good fight. It was the type of fights we need in boxing. It's the type of fights that. Well, my problem is that what we're doing is we're hyping up all these fights. We're hyping up all these fights to actually be like this one. We expected that from James Crawford. We expected that from Charlo Alvarez. We expected these are the type of fights we expect when we go out. Hey, we spend all this money. We trying to sit down and really enjoy the fight. And then there's some fluke. They ran. They didn't do this. They ain't really fighting like them 2 fighters from last night for. These 2 fighters was in it for real. That's what type of fights I like to see. And we're going to hear from both of those fighters again. And it's unfortunate to me. It's okay. Everything's my opinion. It's just so unfortunate, man, that we got this clown show fights, man. Jay Paul knocking some guy out that pretended to be a former boxer or I don't know what it is. And then, he just knocks him out and get all these guys to come see him. I don't know how you're doing it, man. It's the same thing. It's actually worse to me than wrestling, It's actually worse. It's not good, man. I feel, like I said earlier, man, I really feel kind of bad for Amanda Serrano, man. She had it. Hopefully she can get it fixed. They got a lot of improved medical things, so they may be able to fix her eye and she can return to the ring. But that's what people came to see on the other show was Serrano. They didn't really pay to see Jay Paul stuff. Let me know what you think, man, about the fights last night, man. If you've seen what I see, if you feel like these 2 young men is what really boxing is about, and all this other talking and playing around, and you hype these fights up, man. That's what it is, man. It's sad that we've turned into that as in the sport of boxing, that people turn into just talking. And the show is not even the boxing match. The show is the press conferences and the YouTube interviews. Like the YouTube interviews is becoming the fight. It ain't really like, let's see who can talk the most shit. Let's see who can talk the most junk and make the other. So that's the whole excitement of the fight. The fight ain't nothing. It really is a fluke fight. They running or this ain't doing. Ain't nobody really fighting like that fight last night. I'm glad that we got to see that so we can remember what boxing is really supposed to be about. And all that talking junk and in the press conference, none of that went down in this fight. None of them was doing that. Both of them was saying, listen, I'll do my talking in the ring. Both of them was saying, I will do my talking in the ring. That's the type of fight we want to see. And I ain't backing down. And it went back and forth. And he coming, he the aggressor, he the aggressor, he the aggressor. That's what it really is, man. That's what it really was. We saw that display. If you missed the fights last night, go back, man. Like I said, Ray Ford and Odabet Komatov. He wasn't no joke. He was a championship caliber fighter. And you can't come in there half-assing with none of them last night because both of them came in the fight ready, prepared, and gave it 100%, everything they had. Okay, like I said, it was 7 seconds left in the 12th round. And the referee made a decision because he was hurt. He couldn't. And the referee didn't do a bad thing other than not counting it a knockdown. Like if he called it a knockdown and gave a mandatory 8 count, he probably would have been the champion. So, but can't see everything. He probably missed the punch. So that's a common mistake. All right, man. Come on, man. Listen, man. I need to know what you think, man. Come on over to the comment section. Do me a favor, man. I really need to know. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to Strictly Boxing with Derek Rolon. Okay? If you haven't liked the video, hit the thumb button for me. Like the video. Share the video. And please, bro, I want to hear your input. Comment on the fight last night. If you ain't see what I saw, if you thought it wasn't like that, then let me see your part. The other fight, again, the Luis Alberto Lopez fight, bum fight, man. He can't fight. I don't even think they should have stopped it when they stopped it. It just was a bum fight. It wasn't a world title fight to be considered a world title fight. I mean, it's a championship bout, but these guys are not fighting like champions. These guys are not fighting like champions at all to me. And it's just not, it's just turning into a clown show, man. It's turning into a clown show. So shout out to Top Rank, man. They put this show on. They put on the show, the main event, really what the fight fans is looking for. So hopefully we see more fights like that, and we see more fights like that, man. This is Poppy, Dark Poppy Rolon, man. I'm signing out, man. Listen, man. Fights last night is what they're supposed to be. New Jersey has 2 current world champions. That's a good thing. Let's get more jerseys. Let's go. This is Derek Poppy Rolon. Peace.